This is the start of a new journey. This is the new year. What originally happened is I lost my job that I've had for 13 years. Now, there's a lot to it. There's a whole backstory and stuff, but it's not like I lost it. It wasn't like I didn't see this coming, because I had tried quitting months before that, and they kind of kept me on remotely because I moved across the country from California to Delaware, where I'm at now. And so I kind of knew maybe it might happen at the new year. So like 2 days before Christmas, that's when I got a letter. They said, an email. And they're like, this isn't working out. So I kind of lost my job. But in a way, it felt right. It felt like, this is how it's supposed to go. So I kind of just accepted it. We didn't have communication for like a month or two. So it's a whole big weird thing going on. But that's just kind of how the story went. So now it's a new year. Everything's very different now. Feels very crazy. Very uncertain. But at the same time, it feels right. So that's the journey I'm on right now. And that uncertainty I'm sitting with is, my income is up and down, very uncertain at the moment. Trying to build up my own thing, my own business, and my own life. Trying to figure out life and the rhythm of everything. I'm going to be moving to Malaysia soon. At the beginning of April is the plan. So there's just a lot of uncertainty. Like this whole stretch of time, and even the last 6 months, I moved across the U.S. From California to Delaware. And then I flew to Malaysia, stayed there for 3 months, got married in Malaysia, came back, and lost my job. Lost the stability I thought I had, that I knew it was going to end up disappearing anyway. Once I moved to Malaysia, I probably wouldn't keep a job. So it kind of just came sooner than, that I had hoped or that I expected. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, that's kind of how it went. But there's just a lot of uncertainty now that I'm facing and sitting with. And I'm trying to build, my art business. I like to do paintings and watercolor paintings and teach through my videos and courses, and just make content, and also move to Malaysia and try to keep building it throughout this whole transition in my life. And trying to do my best with everything and manage everything. And I feel like making vlogs now, it's something I've been wanting to do for so long, and I kind of regret not documenting my life in California a bit more the last 5 years, 6 years there. I lived there for the last 12 years, and I documented some of it, but the last 5 to 6, I didn't really document any of it, and I wish I would have documented it more in this format. And so that's what I'm doing now. I don't want to regret the future, that's for sure. And I feel like this path I'm on, I've been wanting to do my own thing for so many years now, at least 10 years. I've been wanting to build up my own business like this and to do my own thing. So it's exciting, and even though it's things that I wanted, I was surprised that when I lost my job, when I got that email, I'm surprised at how anxious I felt. It kind of all set in, like this is the reality, but that anxiety really motivated me. It was like, it's go time, like this is the time to do it. This is the time to push as hard as I can for my new wife, my only wife, my wife, for my future family that I'm trying to build, and just myself and my income, and just what I want to do with my life. Being an artist, it's kind of, you have a weird life. It's hard to follow the 9-to-5 thing that everybody wants you to do and thinks you should do. But I'm trying to just carve my own path and build my own path, and it's challenging, man. It's challenging sometimes, but it is what it is. And I just feel like documenting all this whole journey that I'm going on is going to be really important to look back on, and just something cool. And there's a lot of things that are still unclear. How am I going to move? How am I going to move all my stuff? I'm kind of a minimalist, so I kind of pared everything down as much as I could, but I still have 7 to 10 boxes to ship of stuff. And right now, since I'm living here for it's January right now, I'm living here for the next 3 months, stuff's kind of everywhere. I have some stuff separated of what I'm going to ship, what I'm going to get rid of, what I'm going to keep, what I might bring with me on the airplane. You know, it's all kind of vague right now and hazy, but I'm trying to figure that out and ship some stuff ahead of time. And then moving to Malaysia, it's like, okay, I can stay there for 3 months, but I need to get a visa. So that's a whole different process and thing that I have to go through. It's pretty unclear. But I'm just trying to take one step at a time and focus on what I need to do. And at the same time, while I'm doing all this, I need to build up my income and try to be consistent with everything for once in my life. I've been trying for so long to be consistent with creating content, creating art, videos, teaching, all the stuff I want to do. And mentally, when I had that day job, it was just so, even though I worked at home most of the time, and sometimes I didn't even work a lot, it was just stressful mentally to handle all that and to manage it for some reason. Once I started focusing on my business, my bosses would contact me and then I'd get thrown off. And it's just so hard to maintain that energy and keep everything going. So now it took me a few weeks actually, after I found out that I lost my job. It took me a few weeks to adapt to having the knowledge that I'm free now. I'm completely free. There's no strings attached. No one's going to call me and bother me, because I've always had for like the last 10 or 12 years that I've worked for this company, this day job, this low-level anxiety that they're just going to always call me and need something all the time, email me anytime, because it was very chaotic. There was no like work schedule really. It was like whenever they need something, they would just say, hey, I need this tomorrow. By tomorrow, I'd have to work on this whole big project and get it done. So there's always this low level of anxiety of like getting bothered, that I have to do stuff. I mean, it's my job, I understand, but it just distracted me from what I feel is like my true path, what I want to do with my art and stuff like that. So I'm finally free now, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to every day work on stuff towards that path and to carve out that path for myself, and hopefully it'll grow into something beautiful. Like, hopefully I can look back on this video and think, in a few years from now and be like, wow, things have really changed. Like, this is way different now. So I hope I can get to that point where I look back at this and go, wow, that would be amazing. So that's kind of the plan. And eventually my plan with this kind of vlog channel is just to document the journey of life. Moving to Malaysia, I want that to be documented. I want it to see this transition in my life, and hopefully make a weekly video like this, doing something, and talk about language and culture. I'm learning Malay right now. I've been learning for the last 3 to 4 years, and I can understand a lot of things. I can watch shows completely. I can understand movies and shows and talk to people, but my speaking is very low level. I haven't got a lot of speaking practice. I can speak it, but it's not as good as my listening skills. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with that. But I kind of want to document my journey of living in Malaysia and moving there and what it's like to live there compared to here in the US where I grew up. And just document the journey of life and the exciting things that are going to happen, and talk about the business a little bit and how everything's going, and just my life in general, how everything's going. And I hope you guys will enjoy this journey with me. Come along for the ride. So yeah, I'm just trying to embrace this uncertainty at this time in my life. And I've realized, I wrote a newsletter about this for my art channel, that stability is not really like learning to live without uncertainty. I think stability is like learning to be okay with everything and living with this uncertainty that I have now, and being okay with it and just going with the flow, like a leaf in a river. Like I can only control my reaction to everything, my responses to everything. I can't control what's going on in my life, and we're not in control of everything. We only control what we do. So that's what I'm gonna focus on from now on, is like it's like with art, I control the process, but I don't really control the outcome, which seems crazy when you think about it, but it's kind of true. I can control what I do in the process, but at the end of the day, the painting is what it is. And that's why every painting I do isn't a masterpiece, So I don't want to fight this uncertainty that I'm dealing with, facing right now. I'm just going to go with the flow. So I think that's a beautiful way to start this vlog, start the new year, and start this journey that I'm on now, as I just turned 36 years old last week. So exciting ride. Hope you'll come along for the journey. And anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.